Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're talking about something very important. We're talking about the pros and the cons of Bella Vista. I talk about Bella Vista a lot because Bella Vista is amazing, but today we're talking about the pros and cons. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could like and share this video with a friend or family, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas, obviously. So liking and also sharing, make sure that everyone can live, work, and play all in NWA. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. Also, if you haven't been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. It sounds exactly what it is. Literally a starter pack full of all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in Fayetteville? What are the hospitals like? What are the schools like? All the cool things that you need to know about literally all things NWA. Haha. All the things NWA, packaged up in a little box, shipped right to your home, So enter your address below, enter your name below. Where am I shipping this package to? Where can I ship this amazing, compact little package of all things NWA right to your home? Enter your address below. I'll make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite four-letter F word. Free! So enter your information below and make sure they get the package shipped to you right away. All right, so we are gonna divide this up into the pros and the cons. We're hitting the pros first, and there are many. I might not be able to even hit them all. There are many pros of Bella Vista. The first pro we need to talk about is the lakes of Bella Vista. There are 7 lakes total in Bella Vista, and they're actually spread across the whole area. So no matter where you end up in Bella Vista, you're gonna be near a lake, so that's pretty fun. And the interesting thing, so you can see this as a pro and a con. I see it more of a pro, but they are privatized lakes. So people that only own property in Bella Vista can actually be on the lakes. 3 of those lakes are actually awake, so you can actually put boats, jet skis, the whole thing on there, the whole thing. And then the other lakes are actually no-wake lakes, so great for paddleboarding, great for fishing, all the things you want to do in no-wake lake, over there, so fantastic. So one of the things, if you are definitely more of a water person or like to be around water, like to kayak, you like to do things on the water, definitely Bella Vista is the place for that because there are 7 lakes total, plenty of space to spread out, plenty of space to fish, the whole thing. So if you are interested in one of the pros of Bella Vista, lakes are one of them for sure. And the second pro of Bella Vista, and this is a little bit more obvious, but the trail system is really honestly nothing to compare it to. The trail system is top notch over in Bella Vista. Hundreds of miles of trails of actual both paved and also like soft trails in Bella Vista. If you're driving around Bella Vista, like there's like these actual signs that you see crisscrossing all the time, like, you know, it's telling you to stop if there's bikers going across or hikers going across or runners going across. And it happens all the time is because there's so many people enjoying the trail system in Bella Vista. So that's one of the perks of Bella Vista. If you are one, again, like the lakes, top notch. If you are more of an outdoorsy person, you want to be outdoors more, like hiking or biking or running or just getting outdoors more, the trail system is not comparable to anything else in the world, all bunched up all in Bella Vista. And the cool thing about Bella Vista, and this is kind of the unique selling point of like this area specifically versus like Colorado or other places, you walk out your backyard, you're in a trail system. Whereas in other places, you gotta drive 45 minutes, you gotta drive an hour, you gotta drive 2 hours to get to any sort of trail system that's nature-esque. Whereas Bella Vista and other parts of Northwest Arkansas, you're right smack dab in the middle. We've built our trail system in the middle of it. You live within the middle of it. And that's one of the major perks here as well. And number 3, and this kind of piggybacks off of the last one about trail systems, there is so much nature. There are so many trees. It is like your own little slice of paradise. Like I get referenced so many times, like it's like the Pacific Northwest, it's like Colorado, all together in one little thing in Bella Vista. It's one of those things where you're driving around Bella Vista and you're just kind of like, you're surrounded by so much nature and trees and just, you never really felt almost like you're part of nature, but yet you have a house tucked in actual like nature itself. Now, I say all this to say that I just got done showing property there, of course, and there's this one brand new house that hit the market, and it's like covered in pine trees. Like, I mean, not actually covered, but it's like surrounded. You feel like you're driving up into the mountains, and you're just like these huge pine trees up there, and they've been there for so long, and it's like gorgeous because you feel like you're in the Pacific Northwest, you're in Colorado, and you have like aspen pine, so to speak, and you have some of like the actual like white birches in the area. Like, wow, this is so picturesque. I love it. So one of the things about Bella Vista, one of the pros is just being surrounded in nature itself. And number 4 of a pro of Bella Vista, and this actually piggybacks off the last one, what I just mentioned about nature and trees. Even though you are kind of to yourself in Bella Vista, you might not necessarily have neighbors all around you. You definitely have your own little slice of paradise. The thing about it is that you're still pretty close to a lot of things. Now I'm going to put a little asterisk there. We'll adjust that in the con part in a little bit. But for the most part, you're going to be very close to Bentonville, very close to Pinnacle Hills. You're close to Rogers, close to so many things to do in Bella Vista. And so So it depends on where you end up in Bella Vista. Like I said, asterisk a little bit, but you are so close to things. So whether you don't really necessarily always enjoy the lakes or enjoy the recreation or trails, you can just bop over to Bentonville within just honestly like 10 minutes, 15 minutes or less, and be part of the huge community of Bentonville, of Centerton, of Rogers, and the whole area down there. And number 5 of a pro of Bella Vista is honestly the recreation things. I mean, we're not talking, we know the trails, we talked about those. We talked about all the lakes, we talked about kayaking, we talked about fishing, but there are just the physical recreation things to do in Bella Vista. Whether it's the recreation centers, whether it's the pools, whether it's the shooting range, whether it's the archery range, whether it's the pickleball courts, whether it's the outdoor pools or indoor pools, whatever the case is, there are, and we'll forget about golf, there are so many actual 18-hole golf courses in Bella Vista, plus 9-hole golf courses, plus mini golf. If you ever have an excuse that you don't have something to do in Bella Vista, what are you doing? There are so many things to do outdoors, indoors in Bella Vista that is wild. And so that's a kind of a major pro of Bella Vista, is that it not only obviously identifies for people that want to be outdoors with the nature, but there are so many things to do indoors as well. And so that is one of the perks, is that sometimes, you have a family member that isn't necessarily outdoorsy or hikey or lakey or fishy, but you have a person that's more pooly and pickleball-y and whatever the case is. So there are definitely more things to do than just nature itself in Bella Vista. Whoa, before we jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move down to Northwest Arkansas and you're using things like Realtor.com, Zillow.com, or Redfin. Notifications, way too slow. You're missing home notifications all the time. So that's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is. It's literally Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below: name, square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms. Where do you want to move to in Northwest Arkansas? Where do you want to be? All the cool things happening here. Where do you want to end up in Northwest Arkansas? Enter all that information below. I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes for homes for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, side note, every single Friday I send an email out just kind of talking about all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. What's going on in downtown Bentonville? What's going on in downtown Fayetteville? When is First Thursdays? When is First Fridays? What's going on in the Warm Amphitheater? What are the new businesses moving? What new HQs moving? It's so much. It really is so much. Honestly, God, it's so much. So enter your email below, enter your name below. If you want that email every single Friday, just kind of keep it up to date with all the cool things Northwest Arkansas. I send every single Friday, like I said. But there is a sad part to this, sad, tragic story. You will get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak. But I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the 5th pro of Bella Vista, and this is one of my favorite things, I love talking about it, is there are really no cookie cutter homes in Bella Vista. There will never be any major developers in Bella Vista. There's not gonna be like rows upon rows and rows of housing in Bella Vista ever. And it's because that Bella Vista's unique setting and just like terrain just really doesn't work with major developers. And so you end up with a lot of very interesting custom homes. Like you're just not gonna be able to drive around and pick out different, like that's that style, that's that style, that's that, it just doesn't happen. And so you can, and obviously Bella Vista is a large area, but you're just not gonna find those things. And so if you're looking for those kind of very interesting custom homes, that is the place for Bella Vista. And so it's so unique because, obviously the builders will buy land and they'll build their own special plans and build their own special homes and add their unique things. And every home has to be different because you might have a lot, an empty lot that is flat. And then you take that kind of maybe that plan a little bit and adjust a little bit to a house that's actually on a hill. And maybe there's a house that it gets built into a hill. And then maybe there's a geometric dome, which I drove past today. I was like, it's funny, like how, even though we'll talk about this in a little bit, people talk about the Homeowners Association of Bella Vista a lot, but they allow so many different home styles in Bella Vista. Like there's geometric domes, there's weird stuff that they allow in Bella Vista because Bella Vista is that way. And so again, custom homes abound in Bella Vista, and that is a major pro. And with every pro, sometimes you have a con, and we are going to address some of those cons right now about Bella Vista. And the first con we need to talk about Bella Vista is the windy roads. I have heard countless times about some of the roads. It's a lot of this sometimes. That's why oftentimes people want to live near the exits of Bella Vista, so they don't have to go really far deep into Bella Vista with some of the roads. So it's one of those things to be aware of, that especially at night, there's no streetlights everywhere in Bella Vista. There's streetlights every once in a while, but they're not, it's a dark area because it's really nature centric. And so that's something to be aware of, is that there's really no streetlights. Like it's not a very bright area everywhere, and there are twisty and turny roads. It is something to be concerned with, especially at nighttime if you don't see that well. So just be aware of that. Nothing to be overly concerned about, just know that it's a factor there. And on top of that, some people talk about the winding roads with ice potentially. It's one of those things where if it does ice around here, if it does snow, the world shuts down. You ain't going nowhere. There's no snow plows here. There's really no salt trucks. And so just be aware that if it does snow or ice, it's not only just Bella Vista, it's the world around Northwest Arkansas. So just be aware that it's not like it's a concern, but you ain't going nowhere because no one's coming to save you from the snow, if it does snow at all. So just be aware that as the windy roads do kind of get a little crazy sometimes around Bella Vista. And the second con of Bella Vista, and I did put an asterisk in the pro of this, but sometimes the distance of Bella Vista from things can get a little longer. Now, there are very, very, I would say, longer depths to Bella Vista. Like there are, windy roads that go way far back into Bella Vista, and that might take you a good 20 to 25 minutes to get from some of the farthest parts of Bella Vista to Bentonville. So, there are houses out there that are for sale that do exist. Now, some people just don't really care. They're like, you know what? We love Bella Vista. We like all the perks of it. We don't really have any intention to necessarily go all out to Bentonville all the time. And so there are Walmarts that are close by. So groceries is great. There are natural grocers nearby. There's gas stations. There's things and food restaurants to do, but you're not going to have a plethora of things to do. So it's one of those things to be aware of, that if you are in some of the deeper parts of Bella Vista, just be aware that the distance might be a little longer than you're used to. And number 3 of a con of Bella Vista. Now, some people might see this as a pro, some people might see this as a con, but I'll put it in the con because there's so many pros. We got to put something over here. There are a lot of septics in Bella Vista. Now, about 10% of Bella Vista is actually sewer, and they are expanding it. I did talk about this in one of my other videos before, but there's a lot of septic in Bella Vista. Some people really don't want to deal with city sewer. Some people prefer septic because they grew up with septic. So just be aware that that is septic. If you weren't aware what a septic is, if you're kind of new to it, I'm sure you're at least familiar with the term. Septic is basically your own little sewer treatment plant underground that just obviously does its all stuff down there. So it's kind of your own personal thing under there. Some people like it, some people don't, some people don't care. Some people, it gets the job done. So long story short, it can be a con. Some people don't prefer it, but they mostly exist out there. So something to be aware of as a con of Bella Vista. And number 4, and this is the last con of Bella Vista, and this can be a pro and can be a con at the same time, and it's the HOA. Some people really don't like the HOA because they're coming from a heavy HOA state like I was. I came from Chicago. Hate HOAs. Some people don't mind them because honestly, the HOA kind of keeps things in line, if you know what I'm saying, kind of so to speak. No one can paint their house bright pink or neon in Bella Vista, and that is a no-no. So it does keep things going smoothly for the most part, obviously. But I'll add it to the con part because there are so many pros to Bella Vista. So the HOA usually is frowned upon, but honestly, the HOA does its job of making sure that things stay running. They balance budgets, they manage money. There's an HOA fee when it comes to all the things to do there. It's usually $37 per month. So all the perks of all the things that come with it. But that is one of the things to be aware of when it comes to Bella Vista as a con is the HOA. Some people might say it's a pro, some people might say it's con. So just be aware that I'll leave it in the con category for now. But it is something to be aware of when it comes to HOA. They do require permits for certain things like obviously like fencing and stuff like that. So just be something to be aware of when you are looking into Bella Vista. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you are thinking about coming down to Northwest Arkansas, download my 3-day itinerary link below. Maybe you're a adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is. There's a 3-day itinerary link down below for you. So go ahead and download it and use it when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.